and gentlemen, 3, 2, 1. Hello. Beautiful. There you go. Awesome. Fantastic. Mr. Heath, take a look at that from the front. Isn't that wonderful?
Tremendous.
Mr. and Mrs. Edward Heath, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give them a big hand. Thank you so much for coming. We're going to have some speakers now. Before we do that, I'm going to introduce some people who are here today. And, of course, we have some very good dignitaries here today. Representative Mike May, where I saw you here today. Good. Thank you for coming. Our new town administrator is here. Where is he? Mr. Randy Young. Come on up forward so everybody can see you. Our executive director for the library district, Jamie LaRue. Big supporter of the arts. Jamie, thank you so much for being here. As you notice, we've got some trash can art. That was done by that was cooperation between Youth of Parker and the Culture Commission put that together. We're going to do that all over the town. So that's a great. Where's Jenna? Jenna Marsh, there you are. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing that. Councilmember Tina Long, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here as well. And friends, thank you so much. All of you that are here. This is a great turnout for a great event, for a wonderful sculpture that I think, as I look at this, it talks about a time when our doctors were doctors. I mean, it's a time when they were real truly doctors and truly a hometown feel. And you can see as he looks into that child's eyes that there's a glimmer of hope there and calmness, talking very calmly to a child about perhaps something that's just something simple, to say it's going to be okay. And I think it's about a time when America was great at that time in terms of its profession of doctors, and it can be again. And I know it will be. So hopefully this will give us some hope and some look to our future as our medical profession grows here in the town, especially where all the members of the Parker Adventist Hospital. Where are you? Because I know you had so much to do with this. Ladies and gentlemen, here they are. This man he's the official mayor, I'm telling you. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Strain.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is no small, significant piece of art. Obviously, as a bronze representing the history of Parker, this is something that we feel we have truly missed through the years in our quest to make this truly a home where everyone feels this is their hometown, and that this is the place you not only want to raise your kids and live, but this is the place you want to retire in. I often look back over the last 27 years that I've been here and said, if this is the type of community that we're building, that it's the perfect community, why do so many people leave here? And then I'd ask about those communities they'd go to. They'd say, well, they have recreation centers, they have performing arts centers, they have beautiful public art on the main street. Well, I'm pleased to say that we now have beautiful public art. I sincerely want to thank the Heath family for their legacy and the history that they have brought to this community, and specifically Dr. Heath in the history. Also the Parker Adventist Hospital for not only what you are doing with helping with this piece, but what you do each and every day for this community. We truly value that. And thank you to the town council and staff for seeing this as an important part of the development of our community, to put and value public art out here. Because this community does value art, history, education, the practice of medicine, and philanthropy. Philanthropy has helped to bring this piece here into the town of Parker. I think as the years pass, we hope to see more of these pieces come as people see the value of these pieces throughout. If you weren't here over a month, just a few weeks ago, we unveiled the Patient Warrior just on the other side of Main Street. I hope you have a chance to see that in the Wagon Wheel Park. But once again, thank you all for coming out, and thank you to those who contributed to this fine piece of art.
What a great miracle you have created here today, Don. Ladies and gentlemen, the artist, Don Buddy. Let's give him a really big Parker welcome. Don, thank you. Come on up.
Thank you very much. It is indeed my pleasure and my honor to be here today. I've been asked to, well, first I'd like to thank the people that I was directly involved with working on this. Stephen Strain, who is the owner of the famous historical war horse, and just an incredible person to work with. It was a pleasure to meet him and to work with him. Thank you, Stephen. David Van Lanschot, who is the developer of this whole complex and an incredible visionary and leader for the town of Parker, and great working with him. He's here somewhere. Thank you, David. And of course, I had the opportunity to work with the coordinator of culture and leisure activities, Kelly Cooper. She's outstanding. Thank you, Kelly. It was my pleasure. I'd like you, if you would, to join me in going back just 100 years. If you want to close your eyes and open your mind and think right here, right at this very spot. You can smell the dust as a couple of carriages are being pulled down by the horses down the dirt street. You can hear the rustle and the creaking and cranking of the wheels as the buggies go by. You can smell and feel the horses right here at the hitching post right next to us as they shuffle in the dirt, kind of shift around. A little snort here and there. And then we look over and we look up the street, and here comes Dr. Heath. He's coming from a house call. He's been in Mrs. Gartrell's house. Mrs. Gartrell is the wife, of course, of the owner of Gartrell Mercantile right here in Parker. And yesterday she was coming off the step of the store, and boy, it was a windy day yesterday. Kind of caught her off guard, and she twisted her ankle a little bit. So the doctor's been up checking on her, and she's doing okay. But so here he comes down the street. Look at over there. There's some guys, some kids running down the street. Whew, that kid took a tumble. Well, the doctor sees it. He says, come on over here. Let me check you out. See if you're okay. So the boy, of course, he knows Dr. Heath, and he comes over. They sit on the bench, and the doctor looks at his knees and looks at his hand, and sees a little scuff on the palm, but not going to be a big deal. Says, you're going to be okay. You can go ahead. Have a good day. Say hi to your mom and dad for me. The kid runs off, joins his friends. The doctor's completed another street call and picks up his bag, heads back to the office. And darned if I don't think that happened right here.
What a great story. Now you know why he's here. Don, thank you so much. What a miracle. Before I bring up our last speaker, I just want to, let's give some appreciation to our three organizations here today. The Parker Cultural and Scientific Commission, let's give them a big hand. The Art in Public Places Committee, let us give them a big hand. And last but not least, always here, always doing something wonderful in this town, the Parker Area Historical Society. Let's give them a hand as well. If there's ever a man I know who loves history and in this town, it's this man, and I've had the pleasure of working with him for so many years. We first met in 2000, and we knew that then that we wanted to do some historical things together, working together in this town. And he just does a hell of a job every time it comes to doing something wonderful and historical and preserving things that we know that future generations will always admire and appreciate. Ladies and gentlemen, Councilmember Gary Lassiter.
You know, I sit here and look at this piece, and with humble pride, it bestows the present and the past. And that's kind of what it's all about. I came to council years ago and I said, guys, without one's past, we have no future. And Parker, fortunately, is a place that has a wonderful past. We have a wonderful historical and colorful characters in Parker's history. But there's a lot of places, if you really stop and think about it and look around in the Denver metro area, that do not have a history. They just kind of happened in the 50s or 40s or 60s or even later. I was down earlier this morning with the groundbreaking for the extension of Main Street, which, by the way, I A round of applause, it's going to happen. We were out, and it's interesting where the area that they have. Lone Tree is going to extend it out to the end of Peoria, and the county's going to extend it from Peoria over to where it currently ends there in Meridian Village. But in talking with Lone Tree's city manager, you know, we talked about the history and stuff, and he said, interestingly, Lone Tree doesn't have a history like Parker has. Parker has a wonderful history, and it was a great opportunity when the folks in town, David Van Landshoots, came and said, we need to do some public art. We need to do some historical public art to give people a foundation. A lot of folks don't know, but you know what this does? This gives us a face to our history.
Well, I'm going to bring up just one more guy because he always in the background, and his name is listed here. David Van Landshoots, come on up here, be with me.
I think this concept's very simple. We had great people in the past. We know this. We oftentimes forget the great people in the past that we know about, but we just forget about. The concept here is for other people to step forward and be the medal that Dr. Heath was. Be the same type of individuals, both in themselves and by families, to come forth and say, we can participate too. We can give too. Even in this amazingly bad economic times, of which Parker seems to rise above almost every place in the country, we too can share and move forward with public art. And we hope this is a beginning of many other historical perspective pieces of quality. We have the quality of people. We have the talent within our community. We just need to get together and continue to make it happen. And that's what this represents.